Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? This is Dr. John Gray, your professor of positivity, and welcome to another episode of The Power of Positivity. I am looking forward to an awesome conversation because I have a guest on here that is so multifaceted, has so many positive things going on, and a great story, a wonderful story. And I'm looking forward to her sharing her story with you. My guest today is Mrs. Angie Osorio, and originally by way of Colombia, but a resident of Miami, Florida. And I want to read a little bit about her before I bring her on. She says, in her words, being an entrepreneur was my childhood dream. Ever since I was a little girl, I had a mini office in my room and dreamt of having my own business one day. Many years ago, I decided to get trained to discover my self-expression. As a result, I've been able to present to the contribution that that I have for the world, as well as getting that as an entrepreneur, because I realized the learning process never stops. Angie is, as I said, multifaceted, and she has a wonderful, wonderful array of things that's happening. She is a designer of visual communications and for marketing, and she's a branding consultant. She has developed creative concept and visual images for brands such as Marqués de Riscal, Real Sangria, Flor de Caña Rum, Crystal Academy, Gato Negro Wines, Barcel Pisco, the Miami Fair, Hair You Wear, and Norton by Semantic. She has a background in advertising and industrial design, and she has achieved an international certificate of proficiency in business at the University of Miami. She's also completed the landmark worldwide curriculum for living and the communication curriculum for team management and leadership programming. Her goal is to influence consumers with positive and inspirational ideas and contribute to make the world a better place to live. Her goal is to inject the world with positivity and inspiration, so she is in the right place. She is definitely in the right place. So, with that being said, I would like to welcome all of you to the Power of Positivity, but I would like to also welcome my guest, Mrs. Angie Osorio. Angie, welcome.
I was reading, listening to when you're reading my words, that I wrote that like 3 years ago, and I got present to the feeling and the space that I have created in my life on being positive and being the space that everything's going to go well, even in the moments of a struggle. This is being in the vision.
I love that attitude. I am a believer that the power of positivity will affect everything that we do. And that is exactly where you're coming from. And I just want to say, I love your energy. I love your positive energy. I just love, just when I was reading your backstory about, some of the things that you're doing and how you got here, I just find it fascinating. So once again, I tell everyone, welcome to Power of Positivity. And at this moment, I see that we have people that are logging on. We have people that are already shooting comments. This show is interactive. So shoot your comments to us and let us know what you're thinking. Any questions for Angie, please, by all means. So Angie, I want to start this off. I want to just say, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Angie Osorio?
Oh my God. I was born in Colombia, and I have a beautiful life as a childhood. I have a beautiful childhood. When I was a kid, I have no bad memories. Then as an immigrant, both of my parents are dead. So I've been struggling with not having a family and being in the space of being able to figure out things by myself. That's one of the most struggling things that I can face, I've been able to face in my life. What to do? So what to do next? What I'm going to do? How I'm going to ask? I need support. I need to, but inside of that space, I've been always present, that I see looking for responses and looking and taking action, asking people, helping, support me. It's when you have the determination that you want to create things in life, there is no barriers, there is nothing, there is no excuses. Just go for it and look for people to support you and help you. because I was many nights like praying in what to do. But when you have the determination of what to do, things start showing up in your life. The right people, the right training, the right path. So what I see is that when you are looking for the light, you're gonna find the light anyway, no matter what.
I love that attitude. I love that attitude because what you're saying is that you were always curious about learning and knowing what to do to make yourself better. So
Yes.
the whole journey was about how do I make myself better?
Yes. And also it was a point in my life when I knew that I was wrong. I was negative and I was depressed and I was dealing with all the things, but I knew too that something more was available for me. So I was always looking for better trainings and things to discover how I can build the best version of myself to be a contribution for the world. So it was not just about me making more money, about me having love, or having it's how I can convert myself, how I can conquer the barriers of my negativism, of my poor self-esteem. I can bring the best version of myself because God gave me some gifts that I have to provide to other people. How to empower other people, how to empower my kids, how to empower my friends, my family, my country. So I've been in the process of how to build that, how to take out the garbage out of myself so I can really see my own life, my own light. So that's what I've been.
Take out the garbage in yourself.
Yeah. Yes. And
talk about that
many
a little bit
things.
More.
Yeah, many things like the fears, bad feelings, the past, being like in present to how you can put the past in the past where it belongs. Or how you can forgive people. How could you forgive people when they have betrayed you? Or how can you forgive people when they not intentionally have done things to you? And this is one of the more powerful things that I've been getting out of being in many trainings, being able to forgive people and being able to be in the presence of the greatness of people too.
I want to go back to something that you said earlier. You said that you were once negative and you had to find a way to see how to get to the best version of yourself. How do you talk about that journey? Because a lot of people get stuck in negativity. How did you fight that fight of saying, I see that there's some things about me I'm not happy with, so I'm going to fight to get to the best version. Talk about that journey for us.
Wow, I have a great story about that. I have a lung condition that I was born with. So this lung condition is that my lungs are too slow. The movement of my lungs are too slow. So inside of my negativism, I'm being an immigrant and not knowing what to do with my business, a marriage that it wasn't working. So everything was bad. So I was very negative, everything was gonna go bad. And one aunt from Colombia started sending me books about how Louise Hay, about Dr. Murphy, the power of your subconscious mind. So I started discovering that something was wrong inside of me here. So the problem was not the country, my ex-husband, or the circumstances. It was me here. So I started discovering and reading and discovering. So when I read this book, You Can Heal Yourself from Louise Hay, and I really started like, oh my God, it's me. I'm making myself being sick because I need people to feel sorry for me. So I started discovering, and in that path, I started discovering the next things and the next thing, and I healed myself, my lungs, my own lungs. I healed in a period of 2 years. I started like working with my mind, and after being diagnosed with a very bad condition that I needed to use antibiotics for the rest of my life, I reading books and transforming my mindset. I heal my lungs, and I don't use any drugs now. I'm a very healthy person. So what I see is that I give thanks to my lungs, my illness, and my condition that I started discovering on my problems, all the things that happened in my life, being an immigrant, not having parents, not having a marriage that was not working, having little kids, my money, all of the strugglings, allow me to look for something else. I knew that something else was going to be available for me. So I really got that we have these great people in the world. We have Tony Robbins, we have Bob Proctor. We have all these people that they have this power that they have been able to discover the things. So we have all that as available. So we need to go for that and discover what is available, because every one of us, we were born with this power. We're a machine full of power and energy. We don't come here to live an unhappy life. That's not what
So
I'm here.
what I'm hearing you say to the listening audience, and what I'm hearing you say to people who are mired in negativity, what I'm hearing you say to people who doubt themselves, is that in us is the solution to pull ourselves up if we do the necessary work and we find that place of perseverance and tenacity that we need to make it happen. Is a mindset. That's what I'm hearing you say, correct?
Correct. And it's a mindset, and you said the right word, it's a perseverance. It don't want to happen from one day to the other, reading one book and just don't do anything. It's like going to the gym. You need to really create an everyday thing. Even if I've been struggling, crying. My dad died 3 months ago, and it was devastated. But it was okay, it's fine. I need to listen to audios related with faith that are going to be okay, because I know that if I let myself to be just in my head, it's going to be a disaster. So most of the time I try myself to not allow myself to be in those spaces for more than 10 minutes. So I said, okay, I need to read something, I need to listen to something, we have all these powerful things, and now with the internet, and we have access to many things. We're just listening to anything, to Tony Robbins for a half an hour, and I say oh my God, nothing is happening. This is really nothing is happening. This is perfect, just me. So I can shift my mindset and start creating and start taking actions that is going to bring me positivism, and is going to impact the people that is around me too.
I think what you touched on is so true, that we live in a world where things do happen, and we can't deny it. We can't. It's not like we can say, "Oh, nothing bad is happening." Of course, things happen that hurt us. It's how we decide to process it. So you said, "Okay, I'm gonna give myself 10 minutes, and that's it. 10-minute limit to stay in this negativity. Then I'm gonna go focus on something else." That is a mindset. But can you tell people about the shift from negativity to positivity, what goes into that? Like for you, what did you literally have to do to say, I'm shifting from that negative mindset to that positive space?
Yeah, having a very good experience being negative, I can say that reading all those books and having all those trainings, what I do is that I start shifting my movie in my head. So when I'm negative, okay, this is happening, this is going to be the worst. Okay. No, I see myself traveling, happy, being in love, having fun, laughing, and I just start creating a new movie in my head, a new movie. And start creating a new mental movie again and again and again and again and again and again. This is the shift that I created. And I remember when I was that bad with my lungs, in this book, she said, you need to start creating a new movie. So when I was at the hospital with antibiotics, feeling really bad, so I started visualizing myself at the beach with my 2 kids running. That was my vision. And I started oh my God, and me fit, because I was super fat because of the cortisone. So me fit with a white swimsuit, running with my 2 kids in my hands. And I started and I focus on that every time that I feel the pain of the when you're sick of your lungs, it's so painful. When I was in that pain, and I started shifting my movie, the visualization of myself. And I see that it works every time. It works every time. And listening, reading something, getting something.
Yes. Research says that there's a power in visualization. And even in therapy, they say that that visualization is almost like you taking ownership of the things that are happening or has happened to you, and you become the director of your own movie.
Exactly like that. And the curious thing is that my kids were at the time like 9 months or 1 or 2 years. And I after that, when I recovered and all of that, I created having for them many play days. And we went to the beach. We went to the beach many times. So that visualization that I created when I was at the hospital, it became reality at some point. So I was at the beach with my friends, my kids, little, and I was like drinking wine and enjoying. And then afterwards, I was like, oh my God, I created this. And I created from the inside out and not from the outside in. Because I was with the antibiotics and I
Yes.
was almost dying. So I was present to see the power of my mind that I was able to heal my lungs and being, designing, working, making money again, and creating things in my life.
I really hope that our listeners are understanding the power of what you just said. When you
Mm-hmm.
said, "Oh my goodness, I created this." You
Mm-hmm.
know, we decide, we make the concrete decision that we're going to have the life we want to, and
Mm-hmm.
then we set out to direct our own movie. Oftentimes people act like they're only extras in somebody else's movie. I always say become the star of your own show and direct your
Absolutely.
own show, and then you executive produce your own show. And that's what you did. Tell me about Angie Osorio, the journey from Colombia to the
Oh
United
my God.
States.
Wow. I left my country because my country was in a very bad political and social economical situation. That's the reality. So my boyfriend at that time invited me to come over here, and I, with the promise and the intention that I was going to have legal documents to work, but it was not like that. I was 8 years with having any legal documents, so I was in a limbo, legal limbo. I couldn't I was not able to work. I was not able to study. So I was like, my mom died. So I was very negative because everything was against me. Because I was not present. I was at young age at 21. I was not present to any of this transformation or anything. So I said, like, what's wrong with me? That all those things are so bad things are happening to me. But since I had the desire, since I was a little girl, I had my own business and all the things, so I said, like, then I nothing is going to be available for me now. So I need to start studying by myself. So I started going to the library, reading the books, and learning the softwares for me as a designer to learn Photoshop, Illustrator, and doing all of those things. And I went to the library and I worked to the library and I started doing and I started and I think that most of the softwares, most of the things I have learned it by myself because I didn't have the opportunity. I didn't have how to do it. I didn't even speak any English. So it was like everything against, but I have the desire and the determination how my destiny was going to be.
There you
So I
go.
say like,
In other words, you were going to take some control over what was happening to you.
yes, yes,
You're in a country that is foreign to you. You're in a lot of stress. You're dealing with the trauma of your mother passing, but yet you found the mental wherewithal
mhm,
to say, I want better.
yes,
I
absolutely.
want
I was better. And I also, my mom was a very empowering mom that she, at some point when I was a child, she told me, you were born to do great things in life, to travel and to all of the things. So this is like a promise that I need to complete for her, that I was born to bring things to the world. That all the efforts that she did for me, taking me to the school, giving me all of the things, feeding me, all of the things that she did are not wasted, are not, empty actions that a woman did for a little girl that she didn't know anything in her life. So I'm up to great things, a great dream, because she empowered me at some point, and I knew that I was not going to end up like cleaning floors. There is nothing wrong with cleaning floors. I mean, I acknowledge people who does it, but it's like I know that is something else for me available in the world to empower people. I think that I consider myself that I have this energy and grace, and to so how can pass my life to other people instead of making myself wrong and feeling devastated for my circumstances.
you know, I'm sitting here listening to you, and your energy is infectious even over the virtual space. You seem to have this positive, effective energy about you, and that is a good, we call it in our Power Voice group, the good vibration.
The good vibration.
Vibration. Yes, absolutely. So talk to me a little bit about, by the way, I put you have a website, thinkcheers.com.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Let people know what that is and what you're doing right now. Thinkcheers.com.
Yeah, I started advertising in Colombia. So since I didn't have any legal documentation, I couldn't work for years. But I started one day. I say, what I'm going to do. So that I say I can ask for a job. I can have a job because I don't have the legal documentation. So my husband at that time, I said, what if we register a company under your name and I am your worker? So I can go to printing companies and places at work. So I started working by myself as a contractor. I cost myself to do that. So I started working in advertising agencies, but I always knew that I have the desire to work for myself. So at that point, I registered my first business to do that, and then I started getting clients. And one of the things that happens, I was very curious, the people who were working with me, the clients, they were so impressed about my velocity to complete the works and everything. So they started asking me, why don't you work just for me? And I said, okay. So I started with the first client. That was this guy that he said, what are you doing in this printing company? You're supposed to be creating great things, work for me. And I didn't even have legal documentation when I had this first client. And I started working with them. And he referred to another one and to another one and to another one. And this has been, I've been working with the alcohol industry now for 16 years. It's just been referrals, really. It's been your referrals about, oh, this girl, she does this and this. And I've been enjoying so much this market because it's so colorful and powerful and, and all of the things that I've been able to create just through being a person with integrity with this first guy that I was working with. And he said, oh, you have something. You're not supposed to be here. And that's what I started creating inside of the alcohol cheer. Then I said, look, how can I create a name that is catchy and is related with this industry, but it's so much about me, that I like to be with people. So let's do something about cheer. Cheer was taken. So Think Cheers. And Think Cheers has been, and Think Cheers is my idea is to convert that into a magazine in the future.
And it also, it brings about the image of happiness and positivity.
Totally. The celebrating life.
Which is exactly what you said you want to do. You want to bring positivity and inspiration to people.
Absolutely. And being present to celebrating life is every moment. As me not having my parents alive, as being for me present to, I don't have more time to be with them. They're already passed. And it's not going to come back to my childhood and everything. But I saw every moment for me that I have with my kids could be the last moment that we live every moment. So it's been about celebrating life moment by moment. That's what I'm present to with these things that I do. I do many videos and they're entertaining people, doing cocktails or testings of alcohol inside of that listening. Not get drunk, but celebrate life. Enjoy what we have available.
Now, you're part of the Les Brown Power Voice team. How did you become a part of that? What drew you to say, okay, I want to delve into the Power Voice system? And first of all, tell people a little bit about what it is, and then why did you decide to become a part of that?
Oh my God, yeah. I was through my coach, John Talerico. So he was the one who introduced me to that.
Shout out to Coach John. Hey, John Talerico, the best coach in the world.
The best coach in the world. So he introduced me to that, and I didn't even know who that was. And I've been asking my Latin friends, do you know who Les Brown is? And, oh, we don't know. And we really don't know. I didn't know who he was. I had this kind of an image of him, but I didn't. So I joined the first time, and I said, oh my God, what is this? I like it. I always wanted to talk. And the most grateful miracle happened 3 weeks ago when I was called to talk in front of him, and I talked in front of him. I said my story, and I was crying, and he apparently was touched more and inspired by my story. That he told me, I'm gonna give you free accent reduction lessons for free. Call this person, and I'm gonna sponsor you. and I'm gonna give you English classes. And it was like a miracle. Like I really was in one of the most amazing experiences that I have had in my life in the last years.
Yeah.
Having him present of me, empowering me.
How did it feel when, because you know, Les takes your story,
Yeah.
and then he tells it back.
Yes.
And the way he tells it is just so spiritually different. How did it feel to hear your story come back to you out of Les Brown's mouth?
It is like, you know, I mean, I have it recorded. It's like I feel like I am in a movie. Like I'm in a movie. He recreated me so well. He said in a totally different words that I said it. I said, from poor me to proud me. And he said, take your life back. That's what you need to do. Take your life back. But the way that he recreated me and he consolidated the entire story and everything was amazing. I was like crying because it was like me seeing myself in a movie.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. So it was the most amazing experience.
And I think for me, when I hear Les do that, it really shows our resilience live and in color.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember when I wrote my first book and you know, I had little doubters in my head saying, nobody want to hear about my life. But then all of a sudden, when you hear it put back to you, you say, wow, I really had to be a person of resilience and perseverance to make it happen. Absolutely. And that's what I hear from you. I hear the story, the epitome of perseverance and resilience. The fact that you had to come here and do a mindset shift and say, this is what I want. I'm in this place called America, and this is what I want, and I'm gonna find a way to do it. That, Angie, that is awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. It's been a journey for sure.
So tell me what's next. What's your C-type goal? Because you know we do thinking into results.
Yeah.
And that C-type goal, this is the scary goal. What's your big goal? What do you want to do?
Yeah, my big goal is to bring education to my country in a way there is many teenager girls that they get pregnant because they don't know what else to do with their lives. They're finding a husband to have kids and to pay their bills and having them living in a little apartment because there is no education opportunities. What I see is those girls from could be 11 to 16, they don't have opportunities to get like not just education, because you can learn about math, about science, but the power of their minds. They don't have opportunities to watch all of the things that we have access to are in English. So they don't have the opportunity to do that. So my dream is to go to those towns or go to those places and have the opportunity of bring a bus or find a house or something to empower those girls to see that they can be teachers, they have their own businesses, and they don't need to get pregnant to make a life. Because after the first kid that they have, their life is gone forever. They have the next, and you see girls of 20 years with 3-4 kids already, and they don't do anything with their lives. It's very sad because it could be smart people with intention, with energy, but just as how the society there is developed, and it's very sad. So it's very sad that because if you have a kid, your life is end. Your life comes to an end. That's what I.
So in essence, your big C-type goal is to change the mindset of an entire generation of people to become the best versions of themselves, so that they can realize their possibilities.
Yes, like that. Awesome. I'm gonna record that.
Yes. Wow, Angie, that is awesome. Here's what I want to do. I want to turn over the microphone to you, because I want you to take a couple of minutes to speak some positivity and inspiration into somebody who may have been wallowing in negativity and they don't know how to get out of it, and then here you come. So I want you to speak some life into some people. I'm going to give you the solo, and just give a couple of minutes of that inspiration that only Angie Osorio can give somebody. The floor is yours.
Okay, people. Even in the worst situation, there is always light available. Believe me, I will be devastated. I will cry and sick, family with no money. is always more things available. When you see that everything is dark, it's because the light is at the other side. So don't get frustrated and take action. Listen to something, because struggling is part of being a human being, but it doesn't need to be part of your life forever. Everybody, we have difficult situations. We have a love situation, we have money situation, we have society situation, we have fears, we have all of the things, but only in our minds. We are the power, we are the directors of our movie. So in our minds, we have the power of create a new future if we want, just if we want. So if you pass with a negativism moment in your life, don't stay there. Move your body. Go to run. Listen to something. There is many videos of many things, empowering things about your self-esteem. And it's start with your self-esteem, because I think that is the foundation of everything. My self-esteem was very poor. And I feel like even when I was trying to look good and all of the things, my self-esteem was very poor. So I've been working in empower my self-esteem and build my self-esteem. And it's about reading things. And the most important things of all of the things is building and working and nurturing your faith every day, at every time, in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. It doesn't matter what you believe. If you believe in God, or you believe in the universe, who you believe in, it doesn't matter. But it's about the faith that we are created, and we are a creation of the universe, or God, or whatever you want to call it. And we are a perfect creation with all the potentials to do everything that we want. Everything. To create the love, to create the affinity, to create the money, everything. To have it all the power here. Like this is just light, like this is a song. We are the song, and we are up to create things. So what I say is, when I'm in front of God, and I believe in God, when I'm in front of God, I'm going to be sure that I have used all my talents, that I have used all the things, all my grace, all the things that He gave me at some point when I was born. All those things are going to be used for humanity, are going to be used as a contribution to other people. They're not just those things, they just not belong to me. It belong to you, to everyone. So that's what I can say. Being present to your power, because we all have that power. We all have it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Very well said. And it's in us. The greatness is in us.
Mm-hmm.
The inspiration is in us. The power is in us to take charge of our life and to do the things we want to do.
Yes.
Angie Osorio, thank you so much for coming on to the show. This show is called The Power of Positivity, and you are the poster child of positivity. You're the example to show people what is possible when you do that, when you go take that shift and you shift your mindset from that negative realm to the positive realm, and so much opens up for you. And sometimes we create our own limits by our thinking. So I thank you so much for being a guest. And once again, Angie's website is thinkcheers.com. Angie, is there another way that people can reach you if they want to be able to reach you?
Yes, my hashtag is Angie Think Cheers in all my social media, Instagram and Facebook is hashtag Angie Think Cheers.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being a guest on my show. You made my day. Because
you made my day too. Thank you so much.
You made my day. You know, the soul rejoices at what it already knows and agrees with. And when you hear positivity and when you hear that inspiring talk, your soul gets happy because it agrees with it, because that's our natural state. Our natural God-given state is to be happy, healthy, whole, and free. And that's what my wife always says, to be happy, healthy, whole, and free. We're not here to be living in a negative state, a miserable state of being.
We're not here to suffer. We're not here to suffer.
Exactly. We are here because God promised us that we have life and that more abundantly. So thank you so much for reminding us. Thank you so much for reminding the viewers. And once again, best of luck to you as you inspire and encourage generations. Angie Osorio, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Thank you for inviting me. Bye-bye.
That was Angie Osorio, and I thank her so much for coming on and just injecting the atmosphere with positivity. That was just so awesome. I mean, just her energy, just you could just feel her energy through the screen. I mean, my goodness, and such an awesome story. You know, came over to this country, experienced loss and trauma, but was not be limited by that. Refused to be limited by that. Refused to be bound by that. And if you listen to what she said, I want better. Nothing wrong with people that sweep floors. God bless them. A lot of people do it. And there's not casting any aspersions on that. But she said, I want more. I want more. My fellow champions, my friends, my brothers and sisters, if you want more, it begins with a shift in your mindset. Perspective is everything. Perspective is everything. And remember, it takes a little more to be a champion. Once again, this is Dr. John Gray, your Professor Positivity. You can also see this on my YouTube page because this goes right to YouTube Live. My YouTube page is The Power of Positivity. So please, by all means, go to that page, like and subscribe for great content. I have some very powerful motivators on there. All of my interviews from Power of Positivity is on there. Also, you know I got some Les Brown on there. You know I got Les Brown on there. I got my coach John Tallarico on there. I got some powerful motivators. So make sure you go ahead and visit and go to my website. Visit my website. If you go to my website right now and if you put your email in, I have a free gift for you. 10 steps to building resilience. So send me your email address when you go to my website, which is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, drjohnegray.com. I have a free gift for you. It is a book called 10 Steps to Building Resilience. Yes, there's the website right there. So go get your free website. Go get your free book from my website. And also make sure you register. I am holding a seminar tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, called Conquer Your Limits. 8 things champions do to conquer their limits. The 8 things champions do to conquer their limits. You don't want to miss that. You do not want to miss that. So go to my website. I got a free gift for you. And also register for the free webinar. Did I say free? I most certainly did. The free webinar, Conquer Your Limits, 8 things champions do. Make sure you go and get your ticket today, and you'll get the webinar link sent right to your email. Once again, don't delay, don't hesitate. Get your dose of positivity, inspiration, and motivation right now. Go to drjohnegray.com and sign up for your webinar. And also get your free gift. Get your free gift. Thank you so much, family. Have a wonderful, wonderful, outstanding day. And remember, there's power in positivity. Take care.